Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first review that is geared towards females that is on my channel. The fragrance I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing is Chanel's Chance. I wanted to start out with some popular fragrances from females, or that are geared towards females, just so I can kind of get my bearings, smell what is considered the best from the other gender out there, and kind of get my nose into it and kind of proceed from there. Now, before I begin, the one thing that I want, especially for my female reviewers, males I don't particularly mind much, just because I want to really get into the female mind. I want you to see this review and reply to me, via IM, comment down below, however, what you think that I should add to the review that you would like to see. Would you like to see different men's opinions on the fragrances, what they think the fragrances are, different females' opinions on the fragrances, what they think it smells like? Would you like to see, different price points, places to buy it? Whatever that you want to see, I want to kind of hear more from it. I've always approached my reviews more from a man's standard, even though a lot of my fragrances that I review are unisex and might be construed as so, but I'm still a guy and I approach it from a guy's perspective. So that's why it's very important for me to get your perspective on it. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and start the review. First, Chanel's Chance. Here it is. Now, as you can see, I don't have the actual bottle for any of these primarily female fragrances, the ones that I'm not going to buy. I just went out and got samples, and I literally, this is one Chanel Chance, and this is literally the bottle, so you're just going to have to take my word that this is actually it. Now, the fragrance was released in 2003 by none other than Jacques Paul, who has created so many beautiful fragrances, brilliant fragrances, and has a very reputable nose as far as fragrances go. So as far as the person creating it, top notch, can't really complain about it. And with Chanel's Chance, perfect example of what I absolutely love in it. Now, the notes in this fragrance. At the top, we have pink pepper, lemon, and pineapple. For our mid, we have, and I'm butchering this one, I should have learned how to pronounce this, hyacinth, jasmine, and iris. And for our base, we have amber, patchouli, vetiver, and white musk. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, even before I smelled it and I saw the notes in the fragrance, I thought, and it's just because I'm so used to seeing fragrances that I'm, going to wear primarily, I thought, wow, this fragrance, it looks like, based on the notes, a man could be wearing it, but I'm obviously completely wrong on how they mix and blended it. What you get when you smell this fragrance, it's a very sparkling, fresh, fruity type of fragrance. Now, despite the fact that it's fruity, I think the initial reaction might be, if you hear about a fragrance that's fruity and then more geared towards women, is that it's one of those annoyingly fruity type of a scents. But despite the fact that it's like that, it doesn't come off like that. It comes off very sophisticated, very well put together, and ultimately, while it still has that fruity side, it has this air of sophistication around it. So it does not come off as childish, is what I'm trying to say. The amber really adds a great kick to it, and the patchouli kind of mixes in throughout the fragrance to give it this, I don't want to say woody type of feel, but this air of mysteriousness. There almost feels like there's something that is being held back, with Chance. It feels like there is something being held back that still leaves an air of mystery, and that might be what's giving it that sophistication. That might also be what kind of draws you in. So as a fragrance that draws you in, this is definitely one of those fragrances. And one of the best things about this fragrance is the trail that it leaves. So one thing that I actually did with this was I sprayed it on a coworker at work. She was like, "Would you like to be my crash test dummy?" And she was basically like, "Yes, absolutely." Gave her this fragrance. She doesn't really wear fragrances a lot. She wore it around a bit, and she got a compliment or two actually within about half an hour. Now, I'm not sure it's because she never wears fragrances or because they genuinely like the actual scent. But one thing that this does do, and I kind of detected it when I even sprayed it on myself to kind of go around, was that it leaves a very nice sillage trail, nearly very nice scent trail. So as you pass, people are going to get whiffs of it, just slight, ever so slight whiffs of it, and kind of want to follow the scent and kind of want to see where it's actually going. But either way, the pink pepper, it gives it a nice little kick to it as well. Pink pepper is one of my favorite notes that I actually love in fragrances, so it's to me it's no surprise that this is one that I like. Top to bottom, I like the notes, but more impressive, I'm very struck by the composition of the fragrance and how it actually comes off. In terms of lasting, now on my skin, this lasted about anywhere between 6 and 8 hours, but that's on my skin. It may last completely different on your skin, and I don't really want to actually go into that for it. But as far as I can see, for women actually wearing this fragrance, I would venture that this would be better would be better as a year-round fragrance. Though I can definitely see it being pulled off during the summer. I think it's not cloying enough to be, cloying basically during the summer, or stifling during the summer. And at the same time, I think it stands on its own enough to withstand the cold weather and to kind of come off on its own. So for that year-round fragrance, as far as age group goes, I would definitely put this a little bit around the more mature woman type of thing. So I would say for the woman that's out of college basically and up, I would give it through. Now I could be completely wrong off this. That's just what I'm thinking of my interpretation for it. Now, I didn't really get any stats for this particular. If you like to see stats, please let me know, and I can do what I do with my other fragrances, and that's poll people, see what they like, see what they don't like. Actually, I think I probably will do it now that I'm thinking. But either way, that's definitely one of the things. So, without having smelled, I would definitely say that Chanel Chance is a winner. It's definitely one that I like smelling on women. It's definitely one that I like smelling around in the air. And for that, if I was to give it a rating, a 1 out of 10, I would give it an 8, or an 8.5, possibly a 9. But I'm sticking with 8. I would give this one an 8. No, 9. I'm giving it a 9. I'm sticking with 9. So those of you people who saw it in the beginning, it's not a typo. I'm sticking with a 9. Excellent fragrance. Can't really complain about it. Go out and give it a try yourself. Thank you, and again, let me know if you have any suggestions on what I should do for these type of reviews going forward. All right? Take care of yourselves.